and welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Ciara. If you are new here, my name is Ciara and I'm showing you how to make easy and delicious cocktails at home. So in today's video, we are going to be making an extremely popular cocktail and one that has been highly requested in the comments underneath my videos, and that is, of course, a Negroni. Before we get into the history of this incredible cocktail as well as the easy method to make it at home, I would love if you clicked the subscribe button. I make new cocktail videos every single week. I have so many ones for you to choose from and they're all super easy to make at home. So let's look at the history of the Negroni. So of course it is an Italian cocktail. It is also a very classic aperitivo cocktail. What is an aperitivo? It is a drink that you will typically have in Italy between the hours of 6 and 9 p.m. when you are meeting friends after work, you're having a couple of nibbles before dinner. It is also a really great pre-dinner cocktail. It's a mix of the bitters and the ingredients, which we will talk about later, but it is a very good cocktail to enjoy before and after a meal. So the Negroni cocktail dates all the way back to 1919. It originated in Florence, Italy, when Mr. Negroni himself, his name was actually Count Camillo Negroni, asked his friend, who was a bartender, to give him a stronger version of a then popular drink called the Americano. So his friend, the bartender, decided to strengthen his favorite drink by replacing the soda water with gin and by switching out the lemon peel for a slice of orange peel, and thus the Negroni was born. The cocktail became so incredibly popular that the Negroni family actually ended up starting a distillery of their own. They started making a pre-made version of the Negroni cocktail and it basically put the Negroni family on the map. Now in recent years, the cocktail has become massively popular. From about 2015 onwards, it's really hit the mainstream in terms of cocktails. Now it is a cocktail that is enjoyed across the globe, and not only within the aperitivo culture, but it is something that people just enjoy on a night out, especially gin drinkers absolutely love this cocktail. I think one of the reasons why the Negroni has become so popular in recent years is that it is a fantastic post-work kind of casual drink, in that it's not super high in alcohol content. It's not as high as a martini or a Manhattan. It's really enjoyable to drink. It obviously is carbonated and it has bitters in it. So it's a really great drink to enjoy after work when you don't want something that is super strong. And then of course, if you're going out for dinner, it is the perfect pre and post dinner cocktail. Okay, so let's get into the ingredients. So the ingredients for the Negroni are incredibly simple. You're going to be using 1 part Campari, 1 part sweet red vermouth, and 1 part gin. So Campari is a very traditional Italian bitter, and if you are ordering a Negroni anywhere in the world, it is very likely that it will be Campari in it. It's really, really delicious. I have a fresh bottle of it here. We're also going to be using some sweet red vermouth. I have a bottle of Lillet here. This is a French red vermouth. And then of course we are going to use some gin for our Negroni. I have some Beefeater here. This was actually chilling in the freezer. I love gin when it's really, really cold from the freezer. So we have our 3 ingredients here. We're of course also going to be using a slice of orange peel for garnish, but it is a very simple cocktail, and I love when cocktails are a 1:1:1 ratio because it is so impossible to get it wrong. Whether you want to make a big Negroni or a small Negroni, you're just doing the same measure 3 times. It is foolproof. Okay, so enough chit chat about the cocktail. Let's get into the actual method of making a Negroni. I've grabbed a chilled glass from the freezer. We're going to be using these tumblers. I'm going to fill this with ice and leave it to chill for a second. We're going to build our cocktail in this mixer. I think I'm going to go with about 30 to 45 mils of each. So let's start with our Campari. Ooh, smells so bitter. Roughly 30 to 45 mils. So let's add in 45 mils of Campari. Okay, now we're going to go in with our red vermouth. Our Lillet, let's do the same again, 30 to 45 mils. Throw that in. Oh, it smells amazing. Now it is time to add our gin. I mean, you can use any gin for this. A lot of people use Bombay Sapphire. Beefeater is what I'm using today. It's going to be absolutely perfect. I've actually just rinsed out my jigger because it is tradition at this point that I do a little shot of the spirit that I'm including in the cocktail. And who am I to disappoint? It's so good from the freezer, honestly. So let's add in the same again. We're going to do 45 mils of gin. So let's throw them in. Now that we have all our ingredients in, we don't need to shake this cocktail, which makes it even easier. We're just going to give it a little stir. By giving it a little stir for a couple of seconds, you're also going to be diluting the drink ever so slightly, which is kind of what we want. We don't want this to be a cocktail that's going to blow your head off. This is like a chill, before dinner, you've just gotten out of work, you're meeting with your friends. That's the kind of vibe we're going for. So, we've got our chilled glass ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and strain this in, and we're almost done. This is one of those cocktails that is so incredibly easy. You can just whip this up at a drop of a hat. Okay, so let's go ahead and strain this in. I love the gorgeous ruby color. It's so fab. I do have quite a bit of ice in this, but I do like my drinks really cold, so it's perfect for me. Okay, so now we've got our orange. We're gonna go ahead and do a little sliver of orange peel to include in the drink. I'm so bad at peeling just the rind. Here we go, we've got our peel of orange, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give this a bit of a twist. This is probably not gonna pick up on the camera, but when you're doing this at home, you can see that the oils from the orange are going to actually come out into the glass, and if you want you can also rub them on the rim of the glass as well. Now I'm just going to give this a little bit of a twist and then pop this in to add a little bit of flavour, and I'm also going to do the same and just have a tiny little bit of orange juice, just because this is quite a bitter drink. Oh, the smell of orange is so nice. I love oranges so much. Okay, so that is the finished Negroni, a very easy cocktail to make, super simple method, really simple ingredients ratio. It is foolproof. I'm really excited to taste this. I have never made a Negroni at home before, so this is a first for me. So if you'll join me over on my cocktail drinking chair, we can do the official taste test and see if I've done a good job at making my first Negroni. It is the moment of truth. It is time to do the taste test and see what this Negroni tastes like. It is the first ever Negroni that I've made at home, so I'm very excited to see how she tastes. Cheers! Ooh, oh, it's very interesting. It has a very strong bitter taste, and I feel like those bitter notes are maybe the reason why some people shy away from a Negroni, but I do think the orange really makes a difference. I would say if I was making it again, I would probably give another squeeze of the orange just to add in a little bit more orange juice, just to offset the bitterness a little bit. But having said that, the traditional recipe is really nice. Some of them call for orange rind, some of them use a slice of orange. You can also use blood orange if they're in season. I totally understand why a Negroni is like your classic aperitivo drink, because it really is such a digestive aid. It does have that much bitters in it that it is good for kind of getting your stomach ready for a meal, and then also kind of settling your stomach at the end. I personally love having a gorgeous cocktail at the end of a big meal. Some of my favorite after dinner cocktails are things like espresso martinis, but I feel like the next time I go for a big meal, I might order a Negroni at the end, because it does seem like the ultimate after dinner cocktail. I personally would pick a cocktail over dessert any day, because I feel like good cocktails are like a dessert in themselves, but I think this would be a really good one to order after a meal. So seeing as so many of you requested that I make the Negroni, let me know how I did, if there are any tweaks or changes to the original recipe that you make, because I love hearing in the comments how you make your cocktails. And as always, please let me know in the comments which cocktails you would like to see me make next. I'm always looking in the comments for some great suggestion ideas, and I love filming the cocktail videos that you want to see. If you would like to see more easy cocktail ideas that you can make at home, I will link a playlist up here. I have so many easy cocktail recipes that are so quick to whip up. I am not a professional, I'm not a mixologist, I have never worked in a bar, so if I can make these, you can make these. If you liked this video, then please do give it a thumbs up, as that would help me out a lot. And if you have not already, then be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new cocktail videos every single week, and I would love to have you back for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Cheers!